Welcome to my video of explaining how I built this CPU in Minecraft that lets me use two ALUs at once. It's not going to be really a technical video because I just recorded for about 20 minutes before realizing it was very boring and not really open for anyone who didn't really care about what was really going on, but just wanted kind of an overview, which is what I'm going to be doing in this video. So, I've currently loaded the Fibonacci program in the CPU, and gonna quickly go and execute it and just quickly talk about kind of what's happening. The program is already started, I think. Let's just go check on what operation it's at. Right now it's paused. It's on operation 4, that is weird, okay. I just broke something by accident and then fixed it, but now it should be fine. So I'm going to reset the program to instruction 0 and then reset the RAM. There we go, 0 in there and the 0 in there. So before I start it, I'm just going to go quickly about which part is which. These are the registers. So there's 15 registers of 16 bits. So that's why they're pretty long. There's 16 little inputs here, and this RAM is dual read. So pretty much I can read it as A or as B into my operation, which takes in numbers A and B. And then if we go from here, after I'm done reading, the value gets sent down here. Well, down there or there, and then merges here. And then it's sent into this big thing, which is the ALU. So there's one ALU right there, and then there's another one and another one that goes over there. This is going to be ALU 1, and this is ALU 2. And this CPU manages to use both whenever it can, without me telling it what to do. It's not like something written in the program that says, hey, you can write these two operations at the same time. Nope, it's smart enough to do it by itself. So pretty much the basic functionalities of a CPU is to be able to read from a RAM, decide which inputs are reading depending on the instruction, decide where you're going to write depending on the instruction, decide what you're going to do as the operation depending on the instruction, and yeah, all that good stuff. And then you can also have an instruction that gives you data to write, which is actually the case for the first operation, which gives you a 1. So this is just going to write a 1, and it says write that into register 1. And so, as you would expect, the first line of the Fibonacci program is to write a 1 into register 1. Pretty simple. And then line 2 is going to be write a 1 into register 2. I'll actually just start it. And yeah, this is the program clock. Oh, that is not good, I think. Let's just see. I didn't stop my program at the right time. Let's just make sure nothing bad happened. Okay, it's okay. If you stop the execution at the wrong time, something can go wrong, but it's fine. This is kind of like the main clock right here. As you can see, this is flickering pretty fast, and this is a pretty fast clock. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do at all. That is not good. Don't break that. Yes. So what I wanted to do was to break that, and yeah, every now and then this fast clock makes this other clock tick, and then every cycle it does this operation, which is the basic operation of like write and increment the program counter, which is like this split right here. And whenever I can, between like inside the cycle, I do another operation which is much more complex, which is pretty much figure out whether you can execute two instructions at the same time. If you can, then this turns on, and it goes over here, and it logs the input to the second ALU, it logs the opcode to the second ALU, and then it starts reading from the second ALU. And then at that moment, the entire ALU is cut off and is just waiting, and I can then increment the program counter and load a new instruction while the old one is still in ALU2. And then I want to wait a bit, and then when that's over, Well, I also, this third line right there, it says log the right address. I also want to remember where I was going to write that result that's stored in there and waiting. And then you just wait a bit, and then you write it, and then you go back to normal, and then when it gets over here, it would write the second instruction, and then life goes on. So pretty much that's how I managed to use these two ALUs at the same time. It's not perfect because if I can't be always executing two operations at the same time, which ideally would be possible. The most I can be executing at the same time is pretty much like 1.5. Um, because there's always going to be a time where I'm only executing one, and it's really hard to like preemptively decide what you're going to do. I can only really decide once the instruction comes in, and yeah, that's pretty complicated. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. If we go look at the number that's in here right now, is this still locked or is it going? It's weird that there's only a 3 there. No, it's still going. Should be incrementing soon. I'm actually writing to register 15 right now, apparently. Probably going to be writing a 5. Is it coming in? Ah, yes, as you can see, there's a... it just wrote, I think. But that's a... No, okay, that's 1, 2, 4. So it was writing 1 and 4 there. And yeah, there it is. So that's 5. Already tested that this works. It got up to like the 13th or 14th term. Doesn't really matter, right? It is working. It's pretty nice. The only things I don't like about the CPU is that I went overboard with the program memory, and it's really long to read from it. Um, Pretty much, there's 64 instructions you can put in there, and it's really, really overkill. I don't know why I did that. Um, I just wanted to put 64 instructions, but then I was like, was that really necessary? Probably not. So yeah, this is pretty much all I had to say. Um, I think that's a pretty good overview of what's going on. If you know what a CPU is, then you've probably understood everything I've said, which was pretty much my goal. Can't really go into detail of how everything works, but I'm sure this was enough. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it there before I start rambling about nothing, which I'm very good at. But yeah, I'm very, very proud of this project. It didn't really take long to build. As you can see there, right when I turned, it was value 8. Now it's value 13. So it is going at a decent pace, and I could make it go faster, but I already have plans to make another version. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it because the next version would only be faster. It wouldn't be harder to make, which obviously I started this project because it was like hard. Um, and I really just wanted to tackle it, and I managed it, and it was great. Um, but I feel like I could make a much faster computer if instead of deciding at runtime what I do, which was very complicated and caused so much trouble, I just thinking about how I was gonna do this thing, this little thing that says, can you execute the next instruction, and if so, what's gonna be like the idea behind it? That took me like probably like 50 hours of just thinking. That was pretty insane. I really didn't expect it to be that hard when I started this version, but yeah, that was pretty much the entire problem. As you can see now, it's value 21, so 16, 4, and 1. Oh, just switched to 32. So that's, I mean 34, so that's 32 and 2. So yeah, the next version, if I ever make it, will be a version that uses probably 4 ALUs, just because why not? And it doesn't decide what to do. Instead, I'm gonna write the program in a way that you write what you want to do. So you write which instructions you want to execute at the same time, and I think that will be a lot easier. So for example, the program memory could look exactly like this, and instead of having 64 instructions, I could have 16 instructions, but then times 4, kind of like exactly like this. But instead of all reading into one, I would have 4 reads, or like 4 outputs that would tell me like, what do I do this cycle for ALU1? What do I do for ALU2, ALU3, ALU4? And yeah, I feel like that could be really, really fast, and you could just achieve pure madness with that. Because, oh, I removed this timeout here. I should probably just remove this then. That's a bit weird. But yeah, maybe someday. Right now though, I don't really have time. Just really just grateful that I finally finished this freaking machine. Ran into so many problems and managed to fix all of them. This was a great experience, and I really just hope I can do it again, and that's why I already want to make a third one. But the more I think about it, the more I kind of think I'm losing sight of my priorities, and it's not really about building the computer, it's just about tackling a challenge. And if I already know how to do it, then it's not the same. So whatever, I'll think about it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and yeah, just gonna end it here. As I said, I'm already rambling.